So this one is actually one of my honorable mentions because I did not actually want to come back to social media. The reason why I came back is because I got demonetized, and I tried to make some videos to, remonetize the channel because I put so much work on it in the past. Things actually kind of spiral out of control to the point that I'm making this video talking about this big mistake. Yeah, this is I don't know, like, the customs, they generate some decent revenue, but I feel like I could be doing better things to generate even more revenues or better spend on my time instead of well, it might sound insulting to the viewers actually. So that's another mistake, for me trying to be honest. But yeah, no, I do appreciate the views, and I need to figure out something to increase the views and you know make this an overall better channel in 2024. So yeah, it's like still in the process of a debate. So anyway, that's why it's an honorable mention. I did not plan on coming back to social media, but yeah, it's just it's like one of those things that I have to constantly evaluate that if it's a good idea or not. So this is why I'm putting in honorable mentions because things are just getting more and more wacky, as time progresses. So another one of my biggest mistakes in 2023 is since I was away from social media for a year, I completely forgot the whole concept of feeding the troll. So basically, just responding to people. First, there was allegation of me calling people creepy over certain type of figures. People show me the McFarlane thing, and I can't stop trolling. Like me trolling people and then me feeding the trolls. And I think that's a really very common mistake on social media. Uh, I I don't have the I kind of don't have the uh, what's that? The ability to stop myself when I start making these type of contents. And I'm feeding the trolls, being a troll myself, and this whole cycle just continues where I make like a whole bunch of videos crapping on Todd McFarlane, even though everybody already knew for over a year now. Like this is his opinion, and I'm just like adding more bullshit to adding more gasoline to the fire. Another mistake of 2023 is getting mad at reading comments. Now, in the past, I've been a lot better at doing this. But again, since I took a year off social media, I just didn't know how to deal with this shit. Like people would trigger me. And, after doing some self reflection, looking at the law of projection, I kind of understand this is actually my own personal problem. People were just giving me criticisms, right? Whether it's good or bad, I see that in myself. I would sometimes tell people things exactly like what people would tell me. And, there's really no reason for me to get triggered by these things because these are all my own personal flaws that I need to work on. I do appreciate all the comments as long as you're not posting anything like super disturbing about disturbing things that I don't want to be part of the channel in the comment section. Yeah, generally it's okay to criticize me as long as it's constructive. Even if it's something that's like really negative about something I said about the content, that's perfectly fine. Just don't say anything about other people that's unrelated to the type of content or trying to promote like shenanigans. So yeah, again, it's a pretty big mistake. All right, top 10 biggest mistakes of 2023. So I got back into resin printing. I was making parts for the custom figure. Unfortunately, after taking like a whole entire year and a half off 3D printing, things are a little bit crappy. I was still using some of my old printer that I had in storage, and things just did not go according to plan. Either my resins are, like the chemical have degraded or something like that, or I'm just not doing it right. A lot of the stuff enough, not working out. We're talking about like texture issues, the surface being like sticky and weird and stuff like that, and then just the parts breaking. So that's what I consider probably one of the top five mistakes of 2023. Again, another huge mistake for 2023 is again working on the same custom that I was, people are familiar with. Uh, Unfortunately, I got too overly reliant on sewing machines over the last couple of years. My hand sewing skills has pretty much suffered because of it. I was trying to make a pair of socks by hand, and I also trying to make sandals, which I have no idea how to make sandals, scale or otherwise. And it just turned out looking really bad. I'm still working on that to this day, trying to perfect it. So probably have to give me some time on that. And number three, I think compulsive shopping disorder. I was following a lot of channels. Everybody was going on the shopping spree. Right now times are tough. Should be saving money, but unfortunately, there's like this FOMO aspect of it, and then there's also the compulsive nature of it. I see something on social media, I have to go buy it because it triggers my OCD, my compulsiveness. And I spend a lot of time doing this actually. So much so that I miss out on my entire Thanksgiving bonus of like maybe $3,000 to $5,000. And I still haven't recovered from that actually. I regret like, wasting all the time. It was actually just 3 days. I could have made so much money, but I ended up like going to these stores hoping that I would find stuff that I could flip on eBay and Macari, even though the price right now is all abysmal. Like nobody's making any money flipping this stuff. So yeah, it was a horrible decision, and it also feeds into my mental health disorder. That will be number three because the other ones I think are even worse than these. Okay, number two biggest mistake of 2023, taking out too many projects. I would start like a custom, and then I would immediately add another custom to the list to the point that I'm working on like three different customs at the same time. And that's overwhelming because that's just too much stuff to process. I was updating one of my older customs that people were happy about, and I put too much work into that. And then I started working on another body swap, and then I start working on a new custom because people told me it's easier to make and I can make more, right? So now in the process, I have five in the pipeline, and I have to work on all five of them concurrently, concurrently or something. Anyway, that's actually really really dumb, and this is probably something I should have never done before. But I tend to have a bad habit to do these kind of things all the time, and this is something I need to stop doing in 2024. So number two biggest mistake. All right, so I consider this my number one biggest mistake for 2023: overpromising and under-deliver. Well, obviously, I promise a lot of people very awesome-looking customs. Well, it's almost January, and one of my customs haven't even finished prototyping. Uh, I wasn't happy with the way it looks, and I don't want to sell it in that state. But yeah, again, like Logan Paul tells you, I'm working on it. I think this is the number one biggest mistake of 2023. I haven't actually taken any deposit yet. I only have responded to people. Again, like I tell everybody, I don't want to take on too many of these because I prefer quality over quantity. So I think I'm just going to limit that number to like maybe 3 to 5 at this point. Really depends on how much time I have, and I want to make it look pretty decent before I show any more updates on it. It's gotten to the point that it's becoming kind of embarrassing. Why I'm taking so long. It's just like every time I try to do something on it, things do not work out as planned. Either I'm not getting the stuff delivered on time, which happened twice already. So I feel like the whole thing is cursed from the beginning. But yeah, and I'm also working on multiple projects, and that's another mistake. So anyway, number one biggest mistake of 2023.